Right now, though, 5 Live, and it's live Premier League football commentary for you. Southampton against Manchester United, here from St Mary's, in the company of Steve Claridge and Alan Green.
And you were talking about the Premier League leading goal scorers this season. Absent from that list, amongst notable others, one Wayne Rooney. Hasn't scored a league goal this season. He got the hat-trick in the Champions League qualifier, but if he was to score today, then he would equal Dennis Law's record of league goals for the Old Trafford club. These are the two teams. First of all, Southampton. Their goalkeepers, Stekelenburg even. Then the back four, Yoshida, Font, Van Dijk and Target. Then Wanyama and Romeo. Then Tadic, Ward-Prowse, Mane and Pella. That shows 3 changes from their last outing. 3 changes too for Manchester United. Their goalkeeper is De Gea. Their back four, it's a leg, is Darmian, Smalling, Blint in the centre of defence and Rocco at left back. Then we've got Carrick and Schneiderlin, certainly in midfield. Where the front four play remains to be seen. That's Mata, Martial, Memphis Depay and Rooney, the captain. United in their black shirts, white shorts, black socks, will defend the goal away to our left in the first half. De Gea restored to the goalkeeping position now. That became a fiasco in the end, didn't it? Absolute fiasco. Thought he was going to Real Madrid. Somebody botched it. It wasn't him. It was either Real or Manchester United. But here he is, and he is, in my view, the best goalkeeper, bar none, in the Premier League. And I include Joe Hart.
Why get him to this stage and then sell him?
Sorry?
Obviously, why get him to the stage where he's made him the best keeper around and then get rid of him? I mean, we are Man United. Sorry, Real Madrid, you know. Yeah. And he signed another 4.5-year deal. It couldn't have been that difficult to persuade him then.
Totally agree. Southampton in their red and white striped shirts, black shorts and red socks get the game underway. Bright sunshine above the St Mary's Stadium today, and the ball already back to Stekelenburg, the Dutch goalkeeper, who clears it up over the halfway line where it's brought under control by Southampton, played away to the far side, and it's Yoshida who knocks it back to Font. Van Dijk is the other central defender in that Saints defence, but that's a loose ball forward and it bounces harmlessly through into the shadow of that penalty area to the left, through to David De Gea. De Gea all in green today. I still think he'll be off to Real Madrid in a year's time. What does a contract mean?
It might be for 29 million.
Yeah, exactly.
You chose the wrong seat, by the way, didn't you?
Well, the monitor is meant to be helpful, but it's actually quite difficult.
I was going to say,
because it does block your view. I did try to actually, I don't mean break it, but move it. It didn't work. Anyway, Mane's restored, by the way, to the Southampton side today, and that's important for them, Steve.
Yeah. Gives them that little bit of width, doesn't it? And gives that little bit of unpredictability as well. That sometimes they might lack on occasion.
By the way they're lined up at the moment is Mata is on the right, Marshall is through the middle in a striking role, Memphis Depay is on the left for United, and Rooney is in the hole behind. Is that sensible?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm just waiting to see how Rooney does, but whether it's just playing the 4 up front with Mata right, Depay left, and then obviously Martial and Rooney up front. I don't know. Rooney's just sort of,
he's hanging back a bit.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, it's almost like he's worried about the deep line midfielder for Southampton, Romeo.
Martial heading the ball on, trying to find Memphis Depay, but it's out of play. It's going to be a throw-in to Southampton, and the game's yet to settle down. There's Wanyama. He can only nudge it out of play again. This time it's going to be a throw-in for Manchester United.
So, you're right. He is playing off now.
Yeah, Rooney's playing deeper behind the 19-year-old Martial. Ball is with United, with Michael Carrick in the far side of the field. Ball's out of play. It's going to be a throw-in to United, which is left for Rocco to take. So Blint is alongside Smalling in the centre of defence. And the feeling was that, after the Luke Shaw injury and Rocco coming on, that it disrupted what was a promising central defensive pairing for Manchester United. Blint with Smalling looking quite good alongside one another.
Yeah.
Here's Mata down the right for Manchester United, playing it back to Schneiderlin, just retreating into his own half, and it's good to hear that there aren't any boos for the former Saints player. Let's get an update in Wales from John Southall.
And Wales lead Uruguay now by 40 points to 9. Gareth Davis with the 6th try, peeling off the back of a rolling maul. All too easy. Wales 40, Uruguay 9.
Thanks very much, John. By the way, the referee today, the best in my view, Mark Clattenburg, the best we have in England. Ball's back with Blint into Schneiderlin inside the centre circle. So accustomed to seeing him playing for Southampton, but now he's a Manchester United player, of course. To the right side, and Darmian hits it towards the Southampton penalty area, headed comfortably away by Van Dijk, and then Wanyama caught in possession, then he wins it back. Good work by Saints on the far side of the field. Yoshida up toward the halfway line. It's an awkward ball, very awkward ball for Peller to take off his chest, and it runs harmlessly through to De Gea. They almost put Smalling into a little bit of trouble. Smalling finds Darmian, and it clatters off a Saints player back onto Darmian and out of play for a throw into Southampton. That was really United's own making defensively.
It was, wasn't it? Yeah. Quick enough to make up their mind, and then got closed down.
Target throws the ball into Mane, and then it's wide to Target again, the left full-back. Feeds it on. Is it slightly overhit? I think it is. Yes, it's gone behind for a goal kick.
I'm just slightly confused about Southampton's shape as well, with Mane playing off of Peller, and you've got Ward-Prowse playing that right-hand side, Al.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched Mane and Tadic the other day. They ripped Norwich to pieces, giving them a real width, making the pitch big, and then played him up in that role there. I don't know whether with the two deep-lying midfielders that Southampton have got, whether they'll just suffocate him in there, Mane.
It's quite a racket at St Mary's Stadium, mostly caused by Manchester United fans at the moment. Ball cleared by Stekelenburg, high into the Manchester United half, headed down by Peller, but he doesn't reach Mane. Ward-Prowse is available on the right side for Southampton, but the possession is Manchester United's once more. Michael Carrick just stabs the ball to the left to the Argentine Rocco's pass overhit straight into Southampton's possession, and the game hasn't settled down in the first 5 minutes, but it will do. You're listening to 5 Live on the BBC. Southampton 0, Manchester United 0. Spurs beat Crystal Palace 1-0. As yet there's no score at Anfield in the game that also kicked off at 4 o'clock. That's Liverpool and Norwich. Daniel Sturridge starting the game for Norwich, for Liverpool, he hopes. And by the way, of course, Britain are through to the Davis Cup final for the first time since 1978. Andy Murray, imperious, winning all 3 points that he played for. The USA won the Solheim Cup, 14.5 to 13.5. They beat Europe, and Sebastian Vettel won the Singapore Grand Prix. Southampton on the attack, but the cross isn't pulled back quickly enough by Mane, and it's behind for a goal kick.
But that's where you want him. He's a natural right-sided player. Ward-Prowse isn't. Ward-Prowse is being forced to play out there, whereas Mane will go out and play there. You've got Tadic one side, Mane the other. You stick the 3 players, the 3 central midfielders in central areas. You have natural width. You've got Peller to hit. That would make a little bit more sense than having Ward-Prowse out on that right at this stage. But that's where you want to see Mane getting in that central, into that channel and getting at those defenders.
By the way, just on the Singapore Grand Prix, if you're wondering what happened to Lewis Hamilton, he had to retire because of an engine problem, and that was the same fate that was met by Jenson Button. The race run by Sebastian Vettel, but Hamilton still leads the table. Now, free kick, is it, to Southampton, just short of the halfway line. And it's Target, the left full-back, who will take it on this near side of the field. And he swings it in now to Font. Font playing it carefully forward, takes the return pass. Font now, a few yards short of the centre circle. It's a walking pace at the moment, the game. Font looked to his left, and then he thought that option to Van Dijk wasn't on. It wasn't on because Martial was close by, so he passes back to his goalkeeper, Stekelenburg, who's on a season-long loan from Fulham to the Saints. Stekelenburg out of his penalty area now, dressed all in blue. Plays it high for Peller. Peller heads it down, finds Ward-Prowse. Peller again, looking for Mane. Smalling had a yard start, and Smalling puts it out safety first for a throw in on the far side of the field. Nearly 8 minutes gone. 0-0, Southampton and Manchester United. Mane collects, from the throw-in, running in field, running sort of sideways to the penalty area. Now it pops up down the left side. It's with Tadic. Tadic has two Manchester United players facing him. Well, he pushed the ball through the legs of Darmian, but it hit Darmian somehow in the leg, and that was to Manchester United's advantage. They cleared upfield, but should be cleared now by Font. Font comes towards this near side of the field, and that's poor from him. Hits it straight to Michael Carrick. Carrick was fouled there. Advantage played by Mark Clattenburg. Now it's Schneiderlin to Darmian, on to Mata. Darmian again. It's not really a snap about Manchester United's play, though, is there?
No, not yet. I mean, I think Rooney's still trying to work out exactly what his role is, whether he should be more worried about Romeu when he gets the ball, or what his run should be when his own side have it.
Here's Michael Carrick, who should be quite an influential player this afternoon. Now Mata, who's come in from the right side. He's inside the centre circle. Feeds it towards the left full back, Rocco, and now it's on from Schneiderlin. We welcome listeners to the BBC's World Service. Welcome to the St Mary's Stadium. He hasn't missed a great deal in the opening 9 minutes, I have to tell you. It's been a slow start to the game. Southampton 0, Manchester United 0. Southampton won at Old Trafford back in January. That's the first time in 1988. Goodness gracious. But it just shows you that things are levelling up in the Premier League.
Absolutely.
And that's really healthy. Now Martial, telegraph pass, easily intercepted by Yoshida, and it should be cleared away to the far side. Alison Walker's got full time at Tynecastle.
Hearts 1, Aberdeen 3. Aberdeen's 8th straight league win, and at a ground they haven't won at since January 2010. A clinical first half performance with 3 goals. David Goodwillie with a double, Niall McGinn with the other. Was it a way back for Hearts? Igor Rossi gave them some hope, but it was a big ask and a big task against the league leaders. Final score, Hearts 1, Aberdeen 3.
Thanks very much, Alison. We had the first proper chance of the game there. It was well worked move involving Peller, Mane, and finally Tadic, who had a clear side of goal from about 20-25 yards, but he shot wide.
On his right foot, Al.
On his right foot.
Yes, which is clearly not his strongest foot. And where did that come from, Al? Who gave the ball away? Martial, who's given it away. He's had it 3 times, and he's given the ball away on each occasion.
Well, I'm certainly not going to rush into a verdict on the 19-year-old.
No,
it's not his fault, the money that was paid for him. But it does put pressure on him. It demands attention, that kind of fee, which could rise, they say, to sort of 56 million. Astounding money. And yet, according to Van Gaal, he was bought for his successor. It's an interesting line. Here's Wanyama. On to Mane. Mane towards the near side of the field. That's the Southampton left in the first half. To Tadic. Tadic takes it past Darmian. Crosses towards the near post, and it's almost an own goal. It's just put wide. Rocco was on the far side. He had to clear it because Ward-Prowse was behind him.
Really good defending.
In the end, he cleared it very effectively.
He's made sure that he's kept Ward-Prowse the other. He's got goal side of Ward-Prowse. He stood firm. Yes, okay, it looks a little bit unconventional, the clearance, because he goes back across goal. But it's still really the best he can make of a situation when you're facing your own net.
Southampton slightly more threatening than Manchester United
got him behind,
in terms of
didn't
attacking
they?
play.
Yeah, absolutely. Got him behind that Man United defence there.
They've got this corner from the left side, played in right-footed towards the far post, and De Gea had so many players in front of him he couldn't come out, but it was cleared by Manchester United. And then there's a foul on Memphis Depay. It's going to be a free kick to United on the far side, midway inside their own half. It can be tapped short for Rocco, and played back to Rocco, and on now to Wayne Rooney, who's inside his own half, and that's an overhit pass forward by the United and England captain straight through to Stekelenburg. A goal at Celtic for Roddy Forsyth.
Yeah, it's a goal for Celtic. Emilio Izaguirre sent off against Ajax in the Europa League in Amsterdam on Thursday night. Loped into the penalty area, 1-2 with Commons into the net. Nice and simple, 3-0 Celtic Dundee.
And let's get an update from Anfield. Ian Bryant.
We played 11 minutes, rather flat so far. Still Liverpool 0, Norwich 0. Liverpool with 3 at the back. Back to you, Alan.
Peller has just scored for Southampton. It was a well-worked move from the right-hand side. The cross into Mane. I thought Mane was going to convert it. It turned out to be an excellent save by De Gea. A reaction save from the Spanish goalkeeper. But Peller followed up, slashed the ball into the net, 13 minutes played. Southampton 1, Manchester United 0.
Well, probably no more than they deserve. They've been the side with a little bit more cutting edge. It's been flat, hasn't it, from Man United so far? I don't quite know what the system is. I don't quite know what Rooney's doing. Martial up there on his own looks a little bit lost at times. And Southampton got the ball wide on 2 occasions now. First time, ball comes in from Tadic, forced a last-ditch challenge. This time, no one there to stop Mane. Volley at the foot at the near post is saved by the keeper. Pele on hand to follow up, put into an empty net.
Really good save, actually, by De Gea.
Well, absolutely fantastic save, but needs a bit more help, doesn't he, Al?
Certainly does. Not the brightest of starts then from Manchester United, but very bright, like the sunshine above for Southampton. They lead 1-0. Pele's 3rd goal of the season. And that makes it 8 league games in succession that Manchester United have failed to claim a clean sheet against Southampton. You know, that's also unlike Manchester United. Now, how will they respond? Martial on the far side of the field. Plays it back to Rocco, and then it goes to Schneiderlin. Rocco once more. On to Martial. Martial popping up on the left-hand side for the moment. It's Memphis Depay who's through the middle, and now they switch positions again. I'm still not sure that the players actually know or are happy with the positions that have been assigned to them. Here's Chris Smalling for Manchester United. To Blint, and Blint still short of the halfway line, into Schneiderlin. Quarter of an hour gone. You're listening to 5 Live in the World Service on the BBC. Southampton 1, Manchester United 0. A win for the Saints, of course. We keep talking about Manchester United winning and taking them into 2nd place behind Manchester City, but if Southampton win, they're only a point behind Manchester United and Arsenal.
Just counting, we've had 21 passes so far out, and they've gone back 20 yards. 23. First ball forward, and it's
then
an
the
aimless
first ball
ball.
forward, it's aimless.
23 passes, gone absolutely back 20 yards, and they punt the ball forward, and there's no one there.
Well, there's a huge contingent, and up until the goal, noisy contingent from Manchester United.
Fans, absolutely wonderful fans.
Yeah, fantastic noise from the away support.
They really are.
But they must be looking at this and saying, this is not the Manchester United we grew up with. This is not the United that we knew under Sir Alex Ferguson.
I mean, they're a million off, aren't they? Even on, look at this first 10 minutes.
Oh,
a million
Teller
off.
forward. This could be 2-0. Teller shoots. Hits the post. De Gea was beaten. De Gea's furious at his defence, as he had every right to be. That was almost 2-0.
It's almost too easy as well. 2-0. Grealish should have scored that. He's just turned the defender. I think it's Blind at the time so easily, and he's opened it up and really should have scored there. He's gone for what is the near post. He's just cut his angle down a little bit. Needs to be absolutely certain of that finish there. But they could be out of this by now. Could be gone. 3-0 Southampton, even at this stage. I saw this last year out. Could have been 4-5 up in the game and eventually got beat 2-1 to 2 sucker punches at the end. So they'll be wary of that. But that was a year ago, and how much better?
I'm looking at Juan Mata
now.
I'm looking at Juan Mata, who I think is a natural number 10.
He's playing wide right.
And what is he doing playing wide on the right?
It's a mishmash, isn't it? It really is. No shape or balance to the side whatsoever.
And it's slow from Manchester United.
Well, because there are no options out, are there? There's no width, there's no balance, there's nobody, giving them any sort of option when they've got the ball, apart from a simple ball forward that goes straight back.
Darmian plays the ball to Martial, into Carrick. Carrick's first touch wasn't great, but the ball still with United. Rocco collects it wide to the far side, and Memphis Depay. Rooney's in an attacking position for a change, almost on the penalty spot. Into Martial shot on the spin, high over the crossbar into the United fans.
Better, a little bit more purpose, a little bit more incisive. Ball forward. Someone's actually found a little bit of space. Good play from Depay. Lovely little ball into Martial. Good first touch. And as he turns, hits it on the half volley with the laces. Can't keep it down. But better there from Man United.
Quicker.
Yes.
Ultimately quicker.
A bit more tempo.
Well, Van Gaal with his little notepad, sitting in the sunshine in the dugout. Surely can't be happy with what he's seen from his side so far. Well, the referee decided that was a challenge, that it was a foul challenge, but Manchester United had the advantage, which was immediately squandered by United. Rooney cheaply giving away possession. And now it's with Romeu. Back to the captain, Font. Van Dijk saying, play it upfield. Font declines, gives the ball back to his goalkeeper, Stekelenburg. Out to Font again, just ahead of the D of the Southampton penalty area. He's looking back to the goalkeeper again, but he plays it to Target instead down the left side. That was a hurried pass forward. I thought that came out off a United boot. Darmian. And it did. It's going to be a Southampton throw-in. Another goal at Parkhead for Ruddy Forsyth.
Another goal for Emilio Izaguirre. He's never done that, the Honduran, in his 4 years here. 2 goals in 1 game, but he's done it in the space of 10 minutes. This time a lofty cross from the far side, and he volleyed it left-footed, so it's Celtic 4, Dundee 0.
Here's Mata to Rooney. There's Rooney. He's a yard ahead of the centre circle. Plays it to the left side. Rocco's first touch, not great. Now there was a second touch, an attempted cross, a header. A defender, Yoshida, and inside to play for a throw into Manchester United. By the way, there are 4 Capital One Cup commentaries this week on 5 Live and 5 Live Sports Extra. On Tuesday, I'll be at Aston Villa against Birmingham. That's on 5 Live. We'll also have Sunderland against Manchester City on Sports Extra. Then on Wednesday night, Spurs against Arsenal is on 5 Live, with Walsall against Chelsea on Sports Extra. Free kick to Southampton. 19 minutes played at the St Mary's Stadium, and they lead by a 1-0. It's more like a summer's afternoon. I'm overdressed. I've got a jumper on.
Oh, you had to play safe.
Coat,
You've got to play safe here. You must have been here before and thought, oh,
well, I read a weather
day.
forecast that said it was going to rain.
I'd rather go.
My contacts are not very good, clearly.
You can always take it off, Al.
Here's Ward-Prowse. Ward-Prowse crosses in. Tadic is there inside the penalty area. Darmian comes across. Tadic inside the box onto his right foot, onto his left foot, pulls the cross high, headed away by Michael Carrick. Manchester United are looking so vulnerable. Tadic again, close to the corner flag. Supported by Target. Target runs away from Mata, runs towards the edge of the penalty. There's a shot straight at De Gea.
I mean, the role you're asking Mata to play is to help his fullback out and defend and get back and on the edge of his box there. And he's just let the Southampton lad just drift inside of him with a token gesture. And it could have led to a goal. And these are all the bits and pieces you have to do properly if you're going to keep the opposition out.
By the way, Match of the Day 2 tonight is on BBC 2 at 10 o'clock. That's except in Scotland when it's on at 10:55. Match of the Day 2 on BBC 2 at 10 o'clock, except in Scotland, which is a little later. Now let's get an update from Anfield. Ian Brown.
Yeah, we've played for 20 minutes, Alan. Still Liverpool 0, Norwich 0. Some nice touches from Norwich coming forward, but the only major chance so far has come to Liverpool. Moreno, excellent skills to the dead ball line, pulled it back to James Milner, but his shot was blocked by Robbie Brady. Liverpool have had 2 shouts for a penalty, both of them turned away. It's still Liverpool 0, Norwich 0.
Here's Schneiderlin from Manchester United, who trails Southampton 1-0 here at the St Mary's Stadium. To Smalling. A hopeful ball forward for Smalling. Little else. And Van Dijk hooks it out of play for a throw into Manchester United, close to the corner flag, near side of the field. It's going to be left for Darmian, the right full back, to take. Matt is nearby. So too is Martial. Rooney's hardly involved in the game. And he didn't get towards that throw-in. And I just think he's not in the proper position that he likes to play.
He's not. No. I think he's too worried about sorting out the player, the deep lying midfielder for Southampton, rather than worrying about his own game now.
You know, if the front 4 were all interchanging positions,
yes,
then that would be a headache for the Saints defence. But that's not what's happening. Here's Mane for Southampton. Mane taps the ball to Wanyama, onto Target, the left fullback, into Wanyama. Wanyama hooks that back, and well, Font headed it carefully back, which is just as well as he did, because if he had tried to control it with his feet and had missed, then there was a chance for Memphis Depay. Let's get an update from Parkhead, Roddy Forsyth.
Well, Callum McGregor, Celtic substitute, come on, was pulled down with his first touch of the ball. Penalty kick, they gave it to Emilio Izaguirre. Has never scored 3 in a game, never scored 2 in a game till today. And the fullback steadied himself and then, as we say in Glasgow, bluttered it over the crossbar. Still Celtic 4, Dundee 0.
Southampton have the ball on the far side of the field. There's the cross in. Pella with the header on over the crossbar. Good effort, though.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you will get from Ward-Prowse. Although he's not a wide right player, he will just get the ball and he will put it in with a bit of quality. He's got nice technique. Certainly for the goal we saw that. But if you're talking about a player who's going to go past anyone, then no, that certainly isn't going to be the case. But if he sticks to his limits, like you're saying, he gets the ball like he did there, doesn't try and be too clever, puts the ball in with a bit of quality, it should be okay.
Halfway through the first half here on 5 Live in the World Service, Steve Claridge alongside me to summarise. And Steve, Saints deserve to be in front.
Yes, no doubt about that. Yeah, they've been the team who look the more cohesive.
Oh, there's a mistake by Van Dijk. Mata collects. Mata crosses well, but Memphis Depay rose but didn't rise high enough, or maybe he jumped too early and was on the way down when he finally headed the ball over the crossbar.
I mean, that's never easy, is it, when the ball's going away from you and you're trying to head it rather than coming towards you, because as you put that ball in, it's one of those that he puts it in and it's always drifting away, and I think he never quite set himself properly there, but you just feel like you know there's better. We know there's better out there. Just when are we going to get to the stage when we see it?
Yeah, I don't know whether it's the organisation or whether some of these United players feel intimidated by their manager. I don't know.
I don't think it's that.
But
we're not
getting enough from the obvious talent available to Manchester United. Southampton are the better side. Throw in for United, goes back to Blind, who can play in any number of positions. He can play centre defence, he can play in midfield, he can play left back. Good player, but well, why was he bought? Which position was in mind when he was bought?
Exactly.
Here he is again from Smalling's pass, and slowly it goes to Rocco on the far side of the field. Rocco's pass cleared by Yoshida, but now it's Memphis Depay. Back to Rocco, into Schneiderlin. Schneiderlin looks towards the right side. Darmian's available down this flank. He's still available, but the pass didn't go his way. And then as passes were exchanged between Carrick and Schneiderlin, it broke down and United were lucky to keep possession. Memphis Depay on the far side of the field. Midway inside the Southampton half. Checks onto his right foot, running in field, finds Michael Carrick. But it's so sluggish. It's not incisive enough, not quick enough for Manchester United. Rocco, back to Schneiderlin.
It's only to do with the shape, Al. Nothing more than that. It's only to do with the shape.
Martial overruns the ball. I think that's going to squirt behind for a goal kick. No, it's kept in play by Memphis Depay. Just a couple of yards outside the penalty area. On his right foot, swirls the cross in. Cleared on the volley by Font. And whipped further clear. High towards Peller, towards the halfway line. Oh, and the striker took it down off his chest very well. And held off the challenge of Blint. Finds Mane. Mane's past the defender into the penalty area. Mane trying to pull it back to Tadic. Might break for Ward-Prowse. Ward-Prowse goes down. Feels for a penalty. No penalty.
No, absolutely no penalty there.
Mark Clattenburg, absolutely right.
Good referee. He's only about, 8 yards away from it as well, wasn't it? It was a swift move.
He's up with play all the time.
Absolutely.
I honestly, hand on heart, can't remember the last time I looked at Mark Clattenburg, I thought he made a mistake.
No, it was a good move from Southampton, lots of pace in it, and as I say, he's stayed up with that. He's 8 yards away from what was a big decision.
Target to Tadic. Tadic crosses into Peller. Peller tried to hook it left foot in the ball. He succeeded. It hit Flint, goes behind for a corner, but in doing so, Peller has injured himself.
Yeah, I mean, you can see why he wants to take that chance on the volley, but fortunately for him, he doesn't see Blin behind him. As he goes to strike it, Blin just puts his foot up, as you do. I think he catches the bottom of his foot there. Nothing malicious from Blin.
No, nothing.
But just a contact with his studs.
So it'll be a corner to Southampton. Peller's all right. He's the goal scorer. That's why Southampton won, Manchester United 0. And Ward-Prowse to flick this one in. Right-footed from the left. Into the heart of goal. Goodness gracious. That wasn't especially well defended by Manchester United. Somehow they get it clear. A ball slashed in the direction of the penalty area again. Cleared again by Manchester United. Memphis Depay on the far side of the field. He's going to lose it all too easily. The pass back to Stekelenburg and the clearance over the halfway line. It's full time in the World Cup rugby in Wales. John Southall.
Wales 54, Uruguay 9, 8 tries for Wales. Tipperick and Gareth Davies with 7 and 8. A convincing win, but we wait on the medical reports concerning Corey Allen, who scored a hat-trick, Liam Williams and Dan Lydiot. The amateurs of Uruguay were ragged and exhausted by the end. Wales 54, Uruguay 9.
Here it's Southampton 1, Manchester United 0, 27.5 minutes played at St Mary's Stadium. Peller's running freely again, he's okay. Rocco on the far side. Sorry, Steve.
You've probably got the same questions being asked here, Al, as you have at Liverpool, haven't you? The money spent, and where are we in the scheme of things? You know, how far have we come down that line of, 250, 300 million pounds spent?
Yeah, well, Mark Clattenburg just pulled play back for a free kick after a foul by Juan Mata, who's perhaps a little fortunate not to receive a yellow card. Wayne Rooney's talking to Mark Clattenburg about the decision.
What I mean by that is you've got Liverpool rushing Sturridge back. There's such a need, yet they spent 260 odd million pound, and they've got to get him back in. You've got Man United with Martial, force feeding a 19-year-old into a really pressurised situation after spending goodness knows how much money. It's
too much money. They're really
spending a lot of money and not. Where's it all gone?
Well, there's been a lot of money spent by Van Gaal the last 2 summers. A lot. I mean, summer's come in, obviously. People like Di Maria moving out.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, but you've still spent that huge sum of money and you're still chasing players when it should be all done.
Here's Wayne Rooney, and Rooney, goodness, that's an awful pass from him. Here how the crowd reacted, and then a foul on Wanyama, and that was by Schneidlin, and he's going to be spoken to.
Some good-natured boos.
Now, Mark Clattenburg just having a word. No yellow card. And that's not where the free kick should be taken. Should be a few yards further back than that. But we played nearly half an hour.
A shot?
It hasn't been great. I don't think United have had an effort on goal. Well, Martial had the shot over high over the crossbar.
On goal,
but not on goal.
Not on goal yet, no.
Pella from the free kick heads the ball down, doesn't find a colleague, and it's through to De Gea. De Gea throws the ball out under arm to Blind. Onto Rocco on the far side of the field. Still half a dozen yards short of the halfway line. Back to Blind. And now here's Smalling. Southampton 1, Manchester United 0. Michael Carrick just weaves the ball in the direction of the skipper Rooney. Rooney plays it back to Smalling. Again, a succession of passes, but they haven't gained any territorial advantage.
I don't think I've seen Rooney pass the ball forward, Al. Yet? I don't think you've seen him pass it forward once yet.
Darmian now to Martial. Martial spins away from target. This is a good run by the 19-year-old. He's still going, and goodness gracious, that was just a pass to Yoshida. Nowhere near its intended target, which is Memphis Depay. Yoshida found the goalkeeper. It's played upfield. Looks like a certain foul on Pella. It was a foul on Pella, but the referee again was wisely waiting to see if there was any disadvantage to Southampton. There wasn't. Now the ball's out of play, but Clattenburg's telling Pella, look, hang on a second, you were in control of the ball.
And to be fair, you look at Pella, he's put his thumb up to Clattenburg to say, yes, I understand what you're saying. And that's the sort of communication levels that you need, so both understand each other's position.
Yet, the word is that, Clattenburg isn't particularly popular with the Referees Association. Why? He's the best.
He's put his hand up to Pella as if to say, sorry, maybe you I might have given you that.
Sensible
which is great.
Communication.
That's great refereeing.
All right, Schneidlin to Carrick. Carrick on to Memphis on the far side. Back to Rocco. In now to Schneidlin. Smalling says, give it to me. Just put it a yard in front of me. I'll move into the opposition half, which he does now. And now he clips it with hope. Nothing else. No great intent to the far side. And Southampton managed to clear it over the halfway line. Blind meets it on the volley, and his pass finds Schneidlin. Schneidlin hooks it high, and again straight onto a Southampton forehead. Now it's with Wayne Rooney. Rooney, good ball into Mata. Mata in a central position now. Mata is playing where he's happiest. Plays into the left. The cross into the penalty towards Mata. Headed away by Southampton. Collected by Rooney. Rooney caught in possession. Rooney coming back, remember, after a hamstring problem. And he ain't involved enough yet. Ain't involved enough. And doesn't look as if he'll get involved the position he's playing in. Here is Rooney to Darmian. Back to Mata. Just over the halfway line. 13 minutes to half time. Southampton lead Manchester United 1-0. Pella with the goal after 13 minutes. Blind to Rocco on the far side of the field. And the Argentine fullback moves inside. Gives the ball back to Smalling. Again, it's at snail's pace. I mean, this is not going to frighten any opposition. Mata for Manchester United. Running in field. Stabs it back into his own half to Smalling. Forward to Mata again. Left of the centre circle now. Mata at least is prepared to move to try to get involved. Now it's with Martial. He almost stands on the ball. And it's taken away by Wanyama. De Pella, the goal scorer. Wanyama's available for a pass forward, but that's intercepted by United. And now it's with Wayne Rooney.
Nobody on the right there.
No, because Matt has moved inside now. Yeah. Here he is, collecting the ball. Presumably not under instruction where he's playing now in the centre. It's passed into Rooney again. Slow, not very quick, slow. Darmian for United. Back to Schneiderlin. To Carrick.
Wow.
And Carrick almost caught in possession, but stabs the ball finally to the right side to Darmian, who looks back. Finds Michael Carrick again. Carrick to Smalling on the halfway line. And you can sense the frustration from the Manchester United fans. This is not the football that they've grown up with. There's a cross in, took a deflection kindly for United, but Rooney couldn't make anything of it, and it's cleared by Southampton. Back it goes, and Matt is into the penalty here. Mata goes down. Martial with a chance. 1-1. From absolutely nowhere, Manchester United have gone level. Martial has scored. The ball broke kindly to Matt inside the penalty area. Suspicion of a penalty when he was challenged, but when it broke to Martial, the 19-year-old finished neatly. It's Southampton 1, Manchester United 1.
Well, this is deja vu, Al. I saw this last year. It's exactly what happened last year. It's a wonderful goal. Brilliant bit of play from Martial. Wonderful little turn. Gets it. A little bit fortuitous that the ball finds its way through to him from a deflection. But he sits the defender down, drags it inside, keeps his composure, finds the back of the net. Wonderful finish. But as you said, from the first chance, isn't it? First shot on target.
Watching the replay, by the way, Mata, when he received the ball from the header forward, was in an offside position.
Right.
He was offside. But that wasn't picked up. It's 1-1.
Wow.
Is there a goal at Anfield yet? Ian Brown.
Almost. 34 minutes played, it's still 0-0. It was a big chance for Daniel Sturridge on his return to the Liverpool starting 11. A great through ball from Lucas. Found Sturridge in space, right side of the penalty area. Bit of a rusty finish. He tried the shot first time. It was a comfortable height for Ruddy to save away to his right-hand side. Also for Liverpool, Nathaniel Klein forward from wing-back on the right has fizzed a shot just off target. It's still 0-0.
It's 1-1 here now at the St Mary's Stadium, and the Manchester United fans, who I think were prepared to yell some criticism of their side,
they were,
and now
that move, absolutely. You said they were getting restless, and they were getting restless. They were saying, can we get the ball forward? Can we play the ball forward? Simple as that. But it's a wonderful bit of play from Martial and a really good finish from the young man.
Interestingly, Valencia is warming up for United on this near touchline. We know he can play at right back. He's not a right back, but he can play there.
Well, he can play right
He'd
wing,
rather play right wing,
yeah,
wouldn't he? Here's Peller, who had put Southampton in front. But United are level now. Mata runs forward, runs straight into Target. Target takes the ball off him, moves inside the United half. Taken up by Peller. Peller with Target to his left. It's very tight and congested down this left touchline. I thought the ball would out of play. It did. It's going to be a throw into United.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of individual brilliance, isn't it? Up until then, you've got to say it was tough watching them. Got to say it was hard work watching them, but it just glosses over the cracks, really, though, doesn't it? You look at it and you go, they're 1-1 in a game they probably could and should have been out of, and I don't know. Confounds you sometimes when they play like that and they get something like an individual bit of brilliance, but it doesn't cover over the performance, I've got to say.
Here's Mane just playing the ball off Wayne Rooney, and he goes out for a throw-in, and I'm sure Ronald Koeman's very disappointed to have conceded that equaliser. His team was in charge of the game. Maybe not in terms of overall possession. United saw a lot of the ball. It's just that they weren't carrying any threat when they had possession.
No.
Schneiderlin back to Carrick. Carrick stabs it away to the far side, and it's with Rocco. Rocco halfway inside his own half. Back to Blint. Blint with Smalling to his right. Plays it That is Chris Smalling. Again, it's down to walking pace for Manchester United. Schneiderlin to Rooney. Rooney showing a little bit of urgency. Plays it back to Blind. Now Schneiderlin to Rooney again. Inside his own half. Schneiderlin to Blind. And where's the movement up front? No significant movement up front. That's the answer. They're just holding their position. Marshall through the middle, Mata on the right, Memphis Depay down the left. Darmian to Mata. And Darmian back to Smalling. 7 minutes to half time here on 5 Live and the World Service. Southampton 1, Manchester United 1. It's 0-0 at Anfield between Liverpool and Norwich. That game kicked off at the same time as this one. And earlier it finished Tottenham Hotspur 1, Crystal Palace 0. And in the major events, there's some great sport elsewhere today. Great Britain won the Davis Cup semi-final against Australia. They'll meet either Belgium or Argentina in the final in November. The USA won the Solheim Cup, 14.5 points to Europe's 13.5 points. And Sebastian Vettel won the Singapore Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton had to retire with an engine problem. First time he's had to retire with such a problem this season, but he's still the leader in the table. Darmian delayed playing the ball forward. When he did, it hit Mane, and it's out of play for a throw-in to Manchester United. Darmian takes the throw back to Smalling. Still intrigued why Valencia is warming up.
Well, it might give him just a little bit more thrust down the right-hand side. Well, Darmian, every time he gets it, doesn't even want to go into space. No. Just pass it sideways or pass it back. Not even looking to go forward. And, you know, when Mata goes inside, he's supposed to be the one that's going to go into that space and be an attacking element down this right-hand side. But it just...
Rocco looking for Martial, the 19-year-old Frenchman who made his run too early and is caught offside. He took the goal really well.
Oh, wonderful finish. As I say, just a one individual piece of brilliance. Aside from that, there's very little they've had to offer. But that, you know, that's what you get from players of that ilk. Wonderful piece of play. 5
minutes to half time. So his 2 Premier League goals, the other one against Liverpool was even better, you know, have been striking.
I don't know,
Martial.
actually. I think he got the little ricochet off Skirt on. Skirtle's defending wasn't great. I think that was a better goal, I've got to say.
Okay.
He had a lot more to do in this one with regard to just the poise, the composure, the way he's turned the defender. I thought it was brilliant.
Right, Mata's popped up down the left-hand side. There is nobody down the right for Manchester United. But not Mata. Memphis Depay inside the penalty. And the ball breaks it. Goodness, that was a last-ditch tackle. Mata almost through. Could have made it 2-1. Tackle came in. Ball diverted behind for a corner.
Well, you've got to say there's been 2 or 3 tackles there in the move that led up to the goal and the move there where Southampton just haven't had that little bit like the runner break of the ball, should we say. And yet again there, I mean, through luck more than judgment, Man United have nearly engineered a fantastic opportunity.
Corner to United, 4 minutes to go to half time. The corner's tap short. And now surely it's going to be delivered in. There it goes, right footed in towards the near post, and it's headed away and behind for another corner. So late pressure in this first half from Manchester United. Memphis Depay to take the corner. Will it be hit straight into the penalty area? No, it's tapped short. That was well worked. Mata pulls it back, and then the shot took a deflection, and it's going to be a third corner in quick succession to United. That was really well worked.
It was well worked. I think Southampton are still getting over the disappointment of conceding that goal, aren't they?
Memphis Depay took it short again, the corner to Mata, back to Memphis Depay on his right foot. The cross is high towards the far post, headed away by Southampton. Still in play, still in Manchester United's possession. No longer, as it's snapped clear by Romeo, but not brought under control by Mane. And this is a much better spell for Manchester United.
Absolutely, yeah.
Here's
control the game now with a little bit of a threat at the end of it as well.
3 minutes to half time, 1-1. Carrick crosses. Was intercepted, just about intercepted by Font. And Romeo plays it to Ward-Prowse on the far side of the field. Ward-Prowse back to Romeo. Romeo holding off the challenge of Wayne Rooney. Gets it back to Font. And Font on his right foot now. Just glides it high towards Peller. Peller chests it infield towards Ward-Prowse. That was anticipated well by Rocco, who hooked it away, but only into Wanyama's possession. Southampton with Yoshida on the far side of the field. The right back is over the halfway line. Now plays it back into his own half. Romeo once more for the Saints. And now it's on the halfway line with Wanyama. And now Yoshida. Yoshida forced to retreat by the presence of Rocco. Plays it all the way back to his goalkeeper. Stekelenburg has the ball. And there's a figure just standing to your right, trying to block our view completely. He's moved away, thankfully. We still have the little monitor to contend with. It's funny, it's a psychological thing. If you have a monitor, you think, I've always got that as backup. Most of the time, it's a pain in the backside. It just gets in the way. It just obstructs your view. Anyway, 1-1, Southampton and Manchester United. 0-0 at Anfield between Liverpool and Norwich. Daniel Sturridge started that game for Liverpool. Here's Blint for Manchester United. Into Carrick in the centre circle. Immediately stabbed back to Smalling. Smalling thought of it playing it square, changed his mind. Now he plays it square again to Blint. And Blint slowly approaches the halfway line. Back to Schneiderlin. And Schneiderlin to the near side. And Darmian. Darmian now to Mata, showing a little bit of urgency, the Spaniard. And he hooks it forward. Martial might get there. Held off a defender, got away with it. It wasn't a foul challenge. The assistant certainly didn't flag. The referee didn't think anything was wrong. Martial into Mata. Mata stabs it back. I don't know whether he was impeded there, that pass. It might even have been caught. What's wrong now? Well, Mark Clattenburg's calling attention to the Southampton player who went down under the challenge for Martial.
Yeah, I think Martial's just trying to hold target off, and I think he might have just raised his arm and caught him somewhat. It looks like he has.
Speaking of holding off, what about Diego Costa yesterday?
Yeah.
Was that within the legal bounds of the game? What he was doing?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just a little bit. I mean, it's a bit of gamesmanship, but I think it goes past that, and I mean, it just keeps going and going. It's just you've got to control yourself and not rise to it, haven't you?
Yeah, couldn't agree more, but the referee might have done more in terms of Diego Costa. Another goal for running for side at Parkhead.
Oh, another two. Nadir Chifchi with a cutback for Scott Brown just about 2 minutes ago, side-footed into the net by the Celtic captain, and then Chifchi put through on his own almost from the restart, and so it's now Celtic 6, Dundee 0.
Target, having received treatment, is off the pitch. We can nip off to Anfield and Ian Brown.
Final 30 seconds of the first half. It's still 0-0 between Liverpool and Norwich City. Liverpool finishing the half by far the stronger. We've seen James Milner thundering a shot straight at John Ruddy in the Norwich goal. It's 0-0.
Thanks, Ian. It's 1-1 here at the St Mary Stadium. We're into added time. I think there was only 1 minute added. We'll see very shortly because we've almost had that 1 minute. Wanyama heads the ball forward. Manny brings it down on the halfway line for Southampton. He's got Tadic ahead of him, and it goes to Tadic. Pella, the goal scorer for the Saints, is through the middle. It's with Mane again. He's being pressurised, has to retreat to the halfway line, then picks out Wanyama. Wanyama is strong, holding off a couple of challenges, but his passing isn't good enough. He plays it straight into United's possession, and then Rooney almost makes a hash of a back pass that Schneiderlin tidies up. Schneiderlin again just outside his own penalty area, and now to Blint, and Blint to Smalling in the sunshine, and there is the referee's whistle for half time. And let's get the thoughts of Steve Claridge.
It was a flat start. It was a poor start. It was a little bit like last week when Liverpool played Man United, when nothing really happened from a Man United perspective for half an hour. They went a goal down, could have probably been a couple down. They've got themselves back into it with a wonderful bit of skill, individual skill, their first shot on target up until that point, and then after that got better. Still room for improvement, no doubt about that, but they've given themselves a chance in a game they might well have been out of.
Southampton won, Manchester United won.
Well, it's not exactly new, Steve Claridge, is it? But us football fans, we're fickle, aren't we? And nothing demonstrated that more than the build-up to that Manchester United equaliser. Those fans, the move was going nowhere, wasn't it?
Well, you could see, I mean, Al said they were getting restless, the Man United fan, but they'd done that just prior to that. When I said I've counted 22, 23 passes, they started in their in the Southampton half. 23 passes later, they were back in their own half.
Yep.
You know, so you can understand that frustration at times, especially when you're a goal down.
Then it was in the net.
Then you get the commentators' curse where you get a wonderful bit of play.
Like these couple of texts from United fans. Badu on Martial: composure, good finish, not afraid with the ball at his feet, and selfish. Everything you want in a striker. And Jerry says it's frightening that a 19-year-old is carrying United at the moment. 85058 on the text at 5 Live Sport. All over social media right now. Spurs beating Crystal Palace 1-0 earlier, and half-time at Anfield. Liverpool-Norwich with Ian Brown.
Yes, half-time Liverpool 0, Norwich City 0. Slim pickings here for half an hour or so, but much, much better from Liverpool of late, with Daniel Sturridge on his return to the starting 11, playing for Liverpool for the first time since April, fully involved towards half-time. The best effort from Liverpool came from Sturridge. He was released by Lucas. It was a lovely pass from the Brazilian. Sturridge, right side of the penalty area, produced an effort which contained an element of ring rust, I would say, and Ruddy in the Norwich goal was able to spring away easily to his right to palm it away. Liverpool playing with the wing-backs, Moreno getting forward ever so well on the left, but Klein was involved too on the right with a cross shot which was only about 2 feet wide. So the Anfield crowd satisfied with Liverpool's finish to the half. As for Norwich, they've been attractive on the eye at times, playing some neat football in the centre of the park, but no real productivity until right at the end of the half, when a weak effort from Cameron Jerome forced a save from Mignolet. It was half a save really, too easy for the Liverpool goalkeeper. In some ways I think the half-time whistle will be welcome for Norwich. They were coming under pressure. 0-0.
Aberdeen have won 3-1 at Hearts in the Scottish Premiership. Celtic are leading Dundee 6-0. Bradford 2, Sheffield United 2 earlier in the day. There is a 6:06 tonight. It's at the slightly later time of 6:30 tonight. That's because we've got Rugby Union World Cup action already today. Samoa have beaten the USA 25-16 in Pool B. In Pool A, Wales thrash Uruguay 54-9. 8 tries, hat-trick there for Corey Allen. And Group C just underway at Wembley Stadium. It's the All Blacks against Argentina. Chris Jones.
And it's a simply magnificent occasion here. The sun shining, a glorious day. The world champions in town in front of a record crowd of around about 90,000 here at Wembley. After what happened in Brighton yesterday with Japan and South Africa, surely the Argentinians have a sniff. They're now one of the top teams in world rugby in their own right and have huge support here at Wembley. But New Zealand are fully loaded. The big guns are out in force. They, of course, are looking to make history, New Zealand, and become the first team to ever win back-to-back World Cups. 3 minutes gone, 0-0.
All Black legend Andrew Merton's part of our commentary team over on 5 Live Sports Extra right now for New Zealand against Argentina. Plenty more on that throughout the rest of the afternoon here on 5 Live Sport. Well, here at St Mary's, it is 1-1 at the break. Incidentally, Pella, when he gave Southampton the lead, brilliant rugby union celebration. He held an imaginary ball, raced over the byline and did a swallow dive and touched it down. Good work, sir. Now, earlier on today at the Emirates Arena in Glasgow, Andy Murray beat Bernard Tomic in straight sets. It means that Britain are through to their first Davis Cup final since the 1970s, with a chance to win the whole thing for the first time since 1936. David Cameron sends this on Twitter a few minutes ago. Well done, Leon Smith, Andy Murray and the team on winning the tie and reaching first Davis Cup final in 37 years. Great day for British tennis, says the tennis-playing Prime Minister. Leon Smith, the captain, joins us now, live. Well, that must make you a proud man, Leon, hearing that.
It certainly does. How are you?
Well, not as good as you, my friend. That is some achievement. Considering where this British team was, Leon, when you took charge, to have gone through the ranks and now you're in the final. Just sum up your thoughts for us.
Well, it probably won't surprise you to say it's certainly not about me, it's about the team. The journey we've been on has obviously been a good one and a fairly quick one to move up from where we were. I think the early days, when I look back at it, when we were in Euro Africa Division 2 and a relegation match to go down to Division 3, I think it was against Turkey in Eastbourne. You know, hardly anyone came out to watch, not really grasping the British public's attention, but what it did allow us to do is start winning matches again with a fairly inexperienced team and granted inexperienced coaching team. But we've all gained experiences now. We're sort of 5 years in, and once we started to build momentum through that journey, we obviously had Andy coming back in and playing a big part. And he plays the leading part now, but the other team members, doubles players, whether it's James Ward, Dan Evans as well, who played a big part in the team, there's a lot more confidence, and that's helped. But clearly we still rely on Andy greatly, and he's led the line brilliantly this weekend.
I mean, Andy took a bit of stick, didn't he, Leon, in some of those matches for giving them a miss. But does this not justify his decision at the time? Because, as you say, it gave the lower-ranked players an opportunity to play Davis Cup tennis, and they have helped you get where you are now, haven't they?
That's 100% agree. It was absolutely the right decision. Well, for two reasons. One, for his own schedule, but more importantly, as he put it, it's time for the other guys to step up and get some experience. And they did that. And it was important. Otherwise, as we started to move up, we needed them to have that experience to get good wins against teams like Slovakia, who had top 100 players. We didn't, but we still beat them. Russia, who had top 100 players playing. We didn't. We still beat them. And that allowed someone like James Ward, when you look at now what he did in March here against John Isner, a top 20 player, he had the confidence and the experience of playing in big crowds and best of 5-set matches, and it paid dividends.
He's won the Olympic gold medal, he's won the US Open, he's won Wimbledon. How much, Leon, do you sense Andy Murray is desperate to win the Davis Cup?
Hugely, and it has been for a while. He's played Davis Cup for so many years now, and he wears the British shirt with such immense pride. You can see that in how he's fighting for every point. He wants to play every match. Behind the scenes, people obviously won't see the amount of hurt emotionally, mentally, but physically, playing 3 best of 5-set matches in a row will do to him. But he's still out there fighting, preparing his body to be able to do it. He's an incredible role model, and this now for his year is top of the agenda.
You'll play Belgium or Argentina in the final, Leon. It's 1-set all in the deciding rubber of that other semi-final. If it's Argentina, you would be at home. Where would that be played? Well, the job now is to... It's not my job, but the people at the LTA will be phoning around and trying to find available venues. There's been a bit of work done on that already, and the issue that we always face with the format of this competition, you don't have much time, you don't have many weeks or months to plan ahead, and of course all the big arenas around the UK are filled up with pop concerts, Oh, you can buy them out, Leon, but come on, you're a rich man. Well, not me personally, but yeah, the job is to try and move them and try and find a venue, because what we want as a team is to have as many people come into an arena and watch the tennis live. That's important, because we've got to this stage, who knows how many years it'll be before we're there again, and it's an amazing opportunity for us as a team, but also as a spectacle to come and watch a Davis Cup final, which is completely unique to any other tennis event you can see. Is the first priority to stay in Scotland, Leon, or would you consider going somewhere like the O2? It's not the priority to stay in Scotland. Scotland has served us unbelievably well, but that's not to say it can't be done well in other cities. That's important to say, and it has been absolutely outstanding in Glasgow both times this year, but as was Queen's when we played against France. It was brilliant. So we've got to find the best possible venue for this final, and if it happens to be Scotland, then great, but if it's somewhere else, then it'll also be amazing. Yeah, and it might be irrelevant, because it might be in Belgium, so we shall see. Absolutely. But that's a nice thing to worry about. Leon, congratulations, you've done a fantastic job. I mean, what a turnaround since that man took charge of the British Davis Cup team. Leon Smith joining us live on 5 Live Sport. Let's head to Germany, where a couple of hours ago it was looking good for the Europeans. Well, all weekend really it's looked good for the Europeans, but then the twist, which has given USA the victory on the final day of the Solheim Cup. Ian Carter, what reaction has there been?
Well, we're still waiting for reaction, actually, other than to say that the closing ceremony is just coming to an end, and the Americans are high-fiving their way out of the arena, with the captain, Julie Inkster, clutching a trophy that I'm sure at one stage she thought wouldn't be in her possession, particularly when you consider that for a very long time Europe tantalisingly hung at 13.5 points, just half a point away from retaining the trophy. Indeed, Caroline Masson had a putt of around 12 feet, which, had it had gone in on the final green, would have meant that Europe would have retained the trophy. They'd have got to 14 points. As it turned out, her opponent Jarina Piller stepped up after Masson missed, holed her 10-footer, kept the match alive, and then all the players down at the bottom of the order recorded victories for the Americans, and it was a sensational comeback, the sort of Medina in reverse, if you like, and America snatched it by a single point.
Thank you very much, Ian. To Wembley we go. Chris Jones on the latest All Blacks Argentina.
New Zealand make a strong start. Early penalty from Dan Carter, putting them into a 3-0 lead. They've got another penalty now, which Carter is lining up. The kind of kick he nails 99 times out of 100. And leading to the penalty, Pablo Matera infringed, took Aaron Smith out without going back 10 metres. So Matera in the sin bin. New Zealand 3-0 up. Should be 6-0 in a matter of minutes.
Full-time, talking of 6-0, not a bad day for Celtic. Roddy Forsyth.
Yeah, it's a statement of intent. First shutout they've had since they played Partick Thistle 7 weeks ago. Rogic with a half volley putting them ahead in the first half. Griffiths with an angled shot making it 2-0 by half-time. Emilio Izaguirre sent off excuse me, against Ajax Amsterdam in midweek in the Europa League. 3-0, and then a moment or two later he got a volley from Yanko. 4-0. McGregor was pulled down by Irvin for a penalty kick. The Celtic players sportingly gave it to Emilio Izaguirre to get his hat-trick. There's a Glasgow word, blootered. It means slash wildly over the top, amongst other things, and in this case he blootered it over the crossbar. No luck for Emilio in that respect. At 5-0 came along when Nadir Chifchi, a substitute, cut back to Scott Brown. He placed his shot into the net, and then Chifchi took advantage of a bad pass back by Irvin and rolled the ball below Bain to keep the scoring, to complete the scoring. So 6-0, a missed penalty plus a Forrest shot off the crossbar. Celtic still 5 points behind Aberdeen, but as I say, that's a statement of intent. Davis Cup final.
Yes.
I did say to you, Glasgow Hydro.
You're a man of influence, Roddy. Sort it for us.
13,000 capacity. That's twice the capacity of Queen's Club, and I'll bet it would sell out. Now, there's one small problem. 2 of the days of the final are free. The middle day currently is booked by Simple Minds and the Stranglers. Somebody should have a little word, see if they could move.
Okay, I know who the man is. We'll run Roddy's afterwards for the victory party. Aberdeen 3-1 their victory at Hearts today. Spurs beat Palace 1-0. Here at St Mary's it's locked 1-1 Southampton against Manchester United. Gary Lineker just tweeting a few minutes ago, probably a little tongue-in-cheek, Martial is beginning to resemble a bargain. Well, a couple of goals so far, long way from justifying that price tag, but he looks pretty handy, doesn't he? Second half to come here on 5 Live after the news with Suzanne Chislett.
On digital, online, smartphone and tablet. This is BBC 5 Live.
Derbyshire police say neighbours tried to rescue a married couple who died after a fire and explosion near Alfreton. People reported hearing a loud bang at around 7:30 this morning. The house in Riddings was severely damaged. The Turkish Coast Guard says 13 migrants, including 4 children, have died after their dinghy collided with a ferry. Reports say the boat was carrying more than 40 people to the Greek island of Lesbos. Jeremy Corbyn has indicated that one of the priorities of a Labour government would be the renationalisation of the railways. The new Labour leader is setting up a task force to consider how to implement the plan. Meanwhile, the Lib Dems will make what they call an unashamed land grab for Labour voters at their conference later. Leader Tim Farron says they're the only credible opposition to the Tories. And people in Greece are voting in the country's 5th general election in 6 years. The Prime Minister Alexis Tsipras called the vote after losing his parliamentary majority when he agreed to the terms of the latest international bailouts.
This is 5 Live Sport with Jonathan Overend.
Other sports news today, Salford winning 24-10 in the Rugby League Championship. Sebastian Vettel winning the Singapore Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton retiring after losing power. Rugby Union right now live on 5 Live Sports Extra. New Zealand against Argentina in Group C at Wembley. Just a little food for thought tweet actually from Jonathan Agnew in the last few minutes. Read Japan's victory yesterday. Ranked 13 in the world, Japan would not have qualified for Cricket's World Cup. Aggers makes the point there. ICC decision defies logic. We all love upsets in sport, don't we? Here we are then at St Mary's Stadium where Southampton took the lead. United equalised the second half right now in the company of Steve Claridge and Alan Green.
Well, both sides have made a change at the half-time interval. Valencia has come on for Manchester United and he replaces Darmian at right back. It's also at full-back where the Saints have made a change. Target replaced by Martina. Target did get a knock late in the first half, so I can only assume that's an enforced change. I don't know about the Manchester United alteration. This is the revised lineup for Southampton. The goalkeeper is Stekelenburg. The defence now Yoshida, Font, Van Dijk and Martina. Then Wanyama and Romeu. Then Ward-Prowse, Mane and Tadic. And finally Pella, who put the Saints in front after 13 minutes. Manchester United's keeper is De Gea. Their defence, Valencia, Smalling, Blind and Rocco, then Carrick and Schneiderlin, then Mata, Marshall, Memphis Depay and Rooney. Marshall actually ahead of Rooney in terms of the attack. So Saints pegged back by Marshall's second league goal for his new club, 19-year-old. So he finished brilliantly on both occasions on successive weekends. Now Southampton in their red and white striped shirts on the attack, attacking the end to our right in this second half, behind which the Manchester United fans are largely grouped. Carrick wins the ball for United, stabs it back to De Gea, and De Gea sweeps it high upfield towards Marshall, the goal scorer, headed away by Van Dijk and quickly by Romeo. Put pressure on Yoshida. Yoshida did really well to find Font. Font now glides it towards the left side, and Tadic heads it on, but out of play. Tadic thought he was being fouled there. Mark Cladwell, the referee, says no, it's a throw into Manchester United. So the alteration, Valencia for Darmian. I didn't notice an injury to Darmian.
No, I just think that on the occasions when he could have gone into the space vacated by Mata, when he's had the ball, I mean, never once did he look to go forward, to play forward, to advance into an area where he could be dangerous. So he just wants a little bit more cut and thrust down that right. Well,
Valencia will certainly move forward when he can. The ball is with De Gea at the moment. High towards Marshall. Marshall beaten in the end. I think Marshall fouled the defender, Van Dijk, who's flat out at the moment. He can be pulled to his feet by the tough Wanyama, former colleagues of course at Celtic. It's a free kick as a result to Southampton. 2 minutes gone, the second half hasn't really got properly underway, and some people are still reclaiming their seats and directly in front of us. Ball's out of play now on this near side of the field. It's going to be a throw into Southampton. Ward-Prowse is going to take it. Ward-Prowse has spent most of the first half on the right flank. Ward-Prowse actually leaves it for Yoshida to take. Manny comes across. Ward-Prowse available again. The fullback though stretches, hoping to find Pella, doesn't find Pella. United's clearance was poor though. Romeo though forced into a hurried challenge, and he hooks the ball behind for a goal kick. Right, there's been a team change at Liverpool. Ian Bryan.
Yes, it's still Liverpool 0, Norwich 0, but Liverpool have lost one of their strikers with an injury. It's not Daniel Sturridge, though. He stays on. Christian Benteke suffering from a tight hamstring. That's the word from the dressing room, and it means that Danny Ings is on for the second half. Liverpool 0, Norwich 0.
Thanks very much, Ian. No change in the scoreline there. Southampton 1, Manchester United 1. Still in the second half here at the St Mary's Stadium. We've played 3.5 minutes here on 5 Live on the World Service on the BBC. Don't forget the lines are open shortly for 606 0500 909 693. I think the phone-in starts at 6:30 tonight. Ball is inside the centre circle. Good control by Manny. Manny was then caught there, and the referee, right, well, initially I think he felt that Southampton had the advantage, and then maybe not so he awards the free kick.
Yes, we got a situation at the first half. We didn't give it to Pella, did he? So he just wasn't taking any chances on that one. No advantage. Give him the free kick.
And the free kick has been taken now, and Font plays it back to Stekelenburg, the Dutch goalkeeper for Southampton. All in blue away to our left, and his penalty area is cast in shadow by the roof of that stand. Still a lovely day on the south coast. Bright sunshine, warm temperatures, everything my weather forecast didn't claim would happen. Now Memphis Depay seemed to use his arm there, but he got away with it. He lost possession. Then the ball's given away to Marshall. This could be 2-1. It is 2-1. Cool finish from the 19-year-old. He looked more like 29 the way he took that. Okay, the ball broke to him very kindly. He was clean through and goal, but he still had the goalkeeper to beat, and he side-footed it into the far corner. And Manchester United, who had 1-0 down, deserved to be 1-0 down, are now 2-1 up 5 minutes into the second half.
Well, it's Yoshida, isn't it? It's Yoshida's back pass. I mean, why he's got so much time and space, why he can take that long to make his mind up where he's going to put the ball is. Everybody else from a Southampton perspective had made their way forward, and Yoshida, for some inexplicable reason, has tried to pass the ball back with the outside of his foot, completely got it wrong, played Martial in. He's got 10 yards either side of him, he's got 10 yards behind him. No one around him, and he's got literally an open goal. And Stecklenburg, if anything, goes down a tad early, and he just rolls it into an empty net. And you can see by Yoshida's look, he's holding his head up to the clouds as if to say, what have I just done? Incredibly bad mistake. And this is deja vu from last year, Al. It's exactly the same as what happened last year.
There's been a goal at Anfield, Ian Bryan.
Yes, a big moment in the career of Danny Ings. Off the bench at half-time, he has scored for Liverpool after 48 minutes. Liverpool 1, Norwich 0. Norwich lost the ball on the halfway line. A delightful through ball from Moreno. Found Ings. He chested the ball down on the left side of the penalty area, took it on a couple of strides, and then a lovely left-footed finish low beyond the advancing Ruddy in the Norwich goal. So it's Liverpool 1, Norwich 0. Danny Ings off the bench with his first goal for his new club.
And here at the St Mary's Stadium, Southampton 1, Manchester United 2. Earlier in the day in the Barclays Premier League, Tottenham beat Crystal Palace by 1-0. So plenty to talk about on 6:06 when it gets underway at 6:30 tonight with Ian Wright and Kelly Cates. What a day for Martial. I mean, the first finish to equalise was very, very good.
Yeah.
This was coolness personified to put United 2-1 up. So can Southampton, who dominated the first 30 minutes, there's no question about that.
Well, hit the post,
can they get back on course?
Hit the post, had one really good chance and scored. As I said, it could have been. You just couldn't see Man United up to that stage getting anything out of the game, and then all of a sudden an individual bit of brilliance and you've got to feel for him. It's such a poor pass.
United victory will take them second in the table. That'll be 2 points behind their city rivals Manchester City. So it just shows you, the first few weeks of the season, we can read far too much. People were, writing funeral notes for Chelsea. Chelsea don't look that bad now, do they? Here's Memphis Depay from Manchester United, about 35 yards out, shoots almost on target, a foot wide, and the goalkeeper had it covered. It's behind for a goal kick. I'm looking at these Manchester United fans, by the way, now. They started in great voice.
Yeah.
Then they went quiet.
Yeah.
And then slowly they were becoming more and more critical of what they were having to put up with.
Absolutely.
And now listen to them.
Yeah. That's it. Probably can't quite believe what they've seen, but no, they've been better. Certainly after that first half an hour. Initially they were very, very poor. They were second best, but they've got themselves back into it. They've got somebody who's got a couple of goals in Martial, and somehow they find themselves ahead.
That was good refereeing by Mark Clattenburg again. Peller was being fouled by Schneiderlin, his former colleague, and Clattenburg waited, and then he thought, no. Peller's not getting away, so he deserves the free kick. It's a long way out though, and Ward-Prowse is going to take it. Lots of Saints players grouped around the edge of the Manchester United penalty area, way to our right. De Gea standing a couple of yards in advance of his goal line. There it goes, and it's whipped in toward the far post, and De Gea had it covered. Knew exactly what he was going to do, and did it. There's a try at Wembley in the rugby union game, New Zealand against Argentina. Chris Jones.
And it's a try for Argentina, which sent Wembley absolutely berserk. The young lock Guido Petty crashing over from short range. He got injured in the process. He's now gone off. But what a try for Argentina. What a boost for them after going 9-0 down. Nicolas Sanchez converted. New Zealand 9, Argentina 7 after 23 minutes. Commentary continues on 5 Live Sports Extra.
Thanks, Chris. In the 10th minute of the game here, the second half of the game here at St Mary's Stadium, Southampton 1, Manchester United 2. Who would have Adam and even the way it was going the first 30 minutes? But I don't think Van Gaal will worry too much if his side claim victory here and go second behind Manchester City. They've got a throw in near side of the field. Rocco having to retreat a couple of yards. Now he throws it to Rooney. Rooney's in a deep position and not playing that well, Wayne Rooney. Now it's a free kick to Southampton, and Schneiderlin is going to be spoken to by Mark Clattenburg. That's a second foul in quick succession by him. Manny should have nothing to do. It's nothing to do with Manny. Wayne Rooney was involved, and I suppose the referee has a right to question. There's going to be another change here for Southampton. Davis is coming on for Romeo. It's Romeo who replaced Davis in the starting lineup.
They need to get after him a little bit more. I mean, they have, they took the lead. They were the better side for half an hour, but they've let Man United control the game after that and haven't really put a lot of pressure on Man United either.
Ward-Prowse free kick, glanced header on into the penalty area. Here's Van Dijk. Van Dijk crosses and it's hooked behind for a corner. Just in the end by Blind.
You'd just like to see Southampton be a little bit more forward-thinking, maybe push a few players forward. I mean, Ward-Prowse is essentially a defensive midfielder. Wanyama is, Romeo was. You'd just like to maybe see a little bit more, being a little bit more.
Steve Davis will, surely.
Yeah, you would like to think so.
So Ward-Prowse will take the corner kick on the far side of the field. That's the Saints left. He's going to play it in right-footed, hooking it in towards De Gea's goal. A good header away by Wayne Rooney, the captain of Manchester United. And now they can counter-attack as well, United. The ball's up to Rooney on the halfway line. His pass wasn't great to Memphis Depay. Allowed the interception by Steve Davis. Back to Stekelenburg and the goalkeeper's clearance into the opposition half.
Well, what a fantastic bit of play from Wayne Rooney. He heads the ball away and then he's first to, into the opposition half and nearly plays Memphis Depay in. It's just a fraction short, a yard short. But I mean, even though he's not really in the right position, he's just his enthusiasm for the game is fantastic.
Well, he gives everything, Wayne Rooney, in absolutely every game, in whatever position he's selected to play.
That's why you admire him so much. That's why we admire him so
fantastic
much.
Servant. Still like to see him up front.
Yes, likewise.
Here's Font to Mane. Looked like a push by Rocco, but Mark Clattenburg was in a good position to see, and he just said that it wasn't a foul. It's now with Manchester United's Blind. Back to De Gea. De Gea hasn't actually had many saves to make.
No.
I'm struggling to think of any that he's made. Oh, there was one good save from Mane that led to the goal.
Yes.
By Pella. It was just a great blocking save by De Gea.
Pella hit the post, didn't he?
Yes.
Tadic had a good opportunity on the edge of the box.
Here's Wanyama. Forward towards Mane. Blint is quick too. Blint gets there first, but he can't control the ball. It's behind for a corner. For some reason, the assistant was looking across to the referee to see what he thought of the challenge. It was a fair challenge, and it's a corner kick.
I'd just like to see Mane out on this left-hand side having a go at that Man United defence, just facing them up. Because a lot of time he's been getting his back to goal. He's struggled to make any sort of ground in that middle area. Get him wide and get him in some space and running at you.
United lead 2-1. 13 minutes gone in the second half. Liverpool 1 up at Anfield. There's the corner and it's headed in. Oh, what a fantastic save by De Gea. How on earth did he pull that out? I thought the ball was flashing past him. He got his left hand to the ball, diverted it onto the crossbar, and it was cleared. What a save.
I'm sat here open about that. It looked like an absolute world-class save. That is magnificent.
I thought it was in.
I did. I mean,
he'd no right to save that.
How he's managed to get that out of there.
As I say, he's the best goalkeeper playing in English football. Well, no, they're going to replay this now. Just move the monitor around so you can see this properly. I mean, that was just a fantastic save. What they're doing, they're showing some sort of replay.
That's the corner, isn't it? Sorry, the goal kick.
Oh, here's the replay.
Get it now.
Well, goodness gracious. The ball was past him. Actually past him, and he plucked it out.
Yep.
A matter of inches from it crossing the line. Fantastic from David De Gea.
And you wouldn't have got a bigger cheer from anyone when he went to get the ball for a goal kick, would you? How things can change quickly in football. Quite incredible, isn't it?
Right, now Michael Carrick is coming off and Schweinsteiger is coming on for Manchester United.
Yeah, I'm not really sure that's going to make a huge difference to the game. Michael Carrick's done too much wrong there, so pretty much like for like, isn't it?
I still think Carrick's such an important player for United. If he's fit, he should play. And he should play 90 minutes. Anyway, it's Southampton 1, Manchester United 2. Liverpool 1, Norwich 0 at Anfield. That was a 4 o'clock kickoff like this one. And earlier, Spurs beat Crystal Palace 1-0. Davis, one of the Saints substitutes, plays it to Tadic on the far side. Southampton left. It goes back and back into the Saints half to Van Dijk, and now it's with Font onto the near side and played to Mane. Mane was foul tackled there by Rocco. Ironic cheers from the Southampton fans. I don't think Mark Clattenburg's got much wrong, I really don't. I think I'm arguably his greatest fan. Me, a great fan of a particular referee. That was a wasted ball forward, away from Pella, and it rushed through to De Gea. 16 minutes gone in the second half here at St Mary's Stadium. The noise is from the Manchester United visiting supporters. Ball is in their possession. Not their possession directly, but their team's possession. Flint back to De Gea. De Gea's swept clearance, not great, but it was headed on by Valencia. And there's Schweinsteiger hooking the ball over the halfway line. Font with awkward control, but Wanyama tidies up, and it's back with Van Dijk. Font again. Yoshida errant for the second Manchester United goal. Let's get an update from Anfield. Ian Bryan.
Still Liverpool 1, Norwich 0. The goal from Danny Ings on as a half-time sub and scoring within 3 minutes. Norwich, though, have had to come out of their shell since conceding. It's a much more open game. It was almost 2-0 for Liverpool. Coutinho curling one just off target. And Teti for Norwich has just been booked for the 5th time in 6 games, and he faces suspension. But 1-0 to Liverpool.
Schweinsteiger to Rooney, and Rooney plays it into the shadow on the far side of the field, where Valencia meets it and volleys the pass back, and it goes back to the halfway line. And now it's Schneiderlin. Valencia on to Mata, inside right position for the Spaniard, and that's a good ball hooked towards Rocco on the near side of the field. Rocco's first touch not great though. Mane gets in a challenge. Mane plays it back, puts Yoshida into a little bit of trouble, and the clearance wasn't great. It's with Schweinsteiger for Manchester United. United playing better now, aren't they, Steve?
Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit more tempo. I mean, there's a little bit. They've relaxed a little bit into this game as well, haven't they, since the second one?
Another goal at Anfield. Ian Bryan.
It's a fantastic equaliser for Norwich City, scored by Russell Martin, the first corner of the game, half punched away by Mignolet, but the big centre-back controlled the ball so elegantly on his chest and then flicked it goalwards with the outside of his right foot, a little chip over Mignolet. Liverpool didn't have defenders back on the post, it's in the back of the net. It's Liverpool 1, Norwich 1. Russell Martin.
2-1 United lead here, and they're on the attack. Memphis Depay into the penalty, tries to pull the cross back, it's blocked by Yoshida, and it's behind for a corner. Remember, Marshall scored twice in the game, so he's on for a hat-trick.
Yeah, you still can't help thinking that Southampton will be kicking themselves to find themselves in this position in this game at this stage.
Right, so Memphis Depay to take the corner from the left, ignores Mata's nearby presence and overhits the corner and shoots it behind for a goal kick.
It's up to Southampton now. I mean, Man United will play the way that we've seen them play, which is to keep the ball, make the game a slow game, control the game, and it's up to Southampton now to put some tempo into it, put some pressure on the ball, and actually just cut loose a little bit, because they themselves have played a little bit within themselves, even in this game.
So I didn't hear this. Judy was trying to tell me something. Oh, let's go to Wembley and Chris Jones.
Argentina lead. A long-range penalty from Nicolas Sanchez. Argentina 10, New Zealand 9. The penalty came from a trip by none other than Richie McCaw, who has now gone to the sin bin. Argentina lead and have a player advantage. Half an hour gone. 10-9 to Argentina. Commentary on 5 Live Sports Extra.
Another personnel change at Anfield, by the way. Significant. Daniel Sturridge, who started the game for Liverpool, has now been substituted by Adam Lallana. And I hope for Sturridge's sake there's no injury involved there. Still about 25 minutes left at Anfield, 25 minutes left here at the St Mary's Stadium, where it's Southampton 1, Manchester United 2. You're listening to 5 Live and the World Service on the BBC.
Seemed to play all right the other night, Lallana, actually.
Yeah, it was a good goal that he scored. But he was another expensive purchase from Southampton, and really struggled to make an early impact at Liverpool. He's got to make an impact this season.
No, what position to play him, though, isn't it? Found him a role yet.
It's good work by Marshall on the far side of the field, but then he's given it away. And here's Pella down the left. He loses possession, and the ball's back to De Gea. And De Gea, first time, clears it over the halfway line. Good control by Van Dijk inside the centre circle now. Back to Font and to Yoshida, who shouldn't think about passing backwards. Plays it forward, and his pass forward not good either. Straight into United's possession with Chris Smalling. Smalling to the left side and on by Rocco to Schweinsteiger. Schweinsteiger now, a little bit of room to work with, halfway inside the Southampton half. Manchester United lead by 2-1, having gone behind in the 13th minute to Peller's goal. Martial's struck twice since. Here's Rooney playing in a deeper position today for his side. Finds Valencia on the far side of the field. Back to Schweinsteiger inside the centre circle. And now Blint comes forward. Blint finds Memphis Depay, the number 7, hard by the left touchline. Into Schweinsteiger. Memphis Depay once more. And now Schneiderlin, edge of the centre circle. A succession of passes from Manchester United, keeping possession, but the passes are crisper than they were in the first half. Played with a little bit more urgency. Here's Rooney in the centre circle, under pressure from Wanyama. Finds Schneiderlin. Back to Blint. It's a long time since Southampton touched the ball. Nearly 22 minutes gone in the second half. Now Mata to Valencia. Mata once more. And Mata plays it back to Smalling. Smalling to Blint. You weren't doing a pass count, were you?
No. I mean, I'm just looking at Southampton.
39, I would have thought.
Southampton are playing the game like it's still 1-0 up, Al. They're just sitting back in their own half and not, allowing Man United just to dictate. You've got to go and throw men forward now. You've got to go and put some pressure on the ball high up.
Mata to Rocco. Rocco, well, I think he didn't mean that Memphis Depay would intercept that pass, but it breaks to Mata anyway. Onto Valencia on the far side of the field, halfway inside the Southampton half. Midway through the second half here at St Mary's Stadium. Southampton 1, Manchester United 2. Mata for United. To Schweinsteiger. On by Schneiderlin to Rocco. Schweinsteiger once more. 25 yards out. Looking for a pass into the penalty. Finds Memphis Depay.
Brilliant.
This could be 3-1. Hits the inside of the post. And then the shot into the net by Juan Mata. It was great by Memphis Depay, but when it ricocheted back off the inside of the post, Mata hit it first time, unerringly into the net. Southampton 1, Manchester United 3.
Well, it was brilliant from Depay, and like you said, it was absolutely brilliant from Mata as well there. Wonderful bit of play, a little bit reminiscent of the first goal where he's turned the defender inside out, opened the game up, opened the goal up. It's not a great finish, I've got to say, from the position he finds himself in. He goes near post instead of far. You're thinking he's just going to open himself up and clip it far post. He doesn't. He sort of half scuffs it near post, but it comes out and, doesn't take his half the ball there, Mata. Sees half a goal, should we say, to aim at, and puts in no problem at all.
I love the way he didn't hesitate.
No.
There was no need
exactly
to control
what he was
the
going to
ball
do.
or anything. Bang!
Almost like he expected that ball to come back to him.
Yeah, excellent from Juan Mata. 30 minutes in, what would we have given for a Manchester United victory? We wouldn't have put too much money on it. Anyway, United heading for 3 points, heading for second place. What news at Anfield? Ian Bryan.
Still Liverpool 1, Norwich 1, but Norwich could have been in front, thrusting down the right-hand side. Nathan Redmond produced a great cross into the near post. There was Matt Jarvis, but it was blocked out of it by Mignolet. The goalkeeper, though, should really have been given no chance. At the other end, Moreno's shot turned over the bar by Ruddy. It's wide open at the moment at Liverpool 1, Norwich 1.
Here's Font for Southampton. 2 goals behind Manchester United now. Wayne Rooney. Rooney slips the ball and it's knocked on. Memphis Depay knows he's offside. No offside flag from the assistant on the far side of the field, which I always find frustrating. Because you're left wondering, well, was he offside, was he not? Depay knew that he was offside.
Yes, he was itching to get that flag up, let me tell you.
Anyway, all the singing is from the Manchester United fans away to our right. Stekelenburg, the Southampton goalkeeper, hits it upfield. Now it's with Davis, hooked on and onto the far side of the field, and it's with Martina, half-time substitute at full-back. They can't get the ball into the danger areas at the moment, Southampton. Davis trying hard though. And with a hand wafted at it by Schweinsteiger. Not sure whether he made any contact. If he had done it, had to be a handball, but he didn't. And Rooney clears delightfully towards the near side. Schweinsteiger on and it's played to Blind. Blind back to Schweinsteiger, and they're just playing very confidently now, Manchester United. It's still not with the pace that I'm accustomed to seeing from United sides over the years, but they're in a commanding position now, there's no question about that.
Yeah, they've certainly got better as the game's gone on, no doubt about that, but you look at it in Southampton, De Gea's fantastic save, Yoshida giving the goal away like he has done. You know, it hasn't been a day that's really gone from Southampton. They've contributed to that somewhat of their own volition, but yeah, could have been different. But as it stands, it's been a competent performance more so than anything from Man United. As you say, credit where credit's due. As the game's worn on, they've got better and better. And
by the way, remiss of me, but it must have been in the aftermath of the third United goal, which we were waxing lyrically about, with Mata and looking to the left and Mata's celebration. But there's been another United substitution because Paddy McNair has come on for Rocco and Blint has gone to left back. So McNair in the centre defence with Smalling. Was that a foul on Marshall on the far side of the field? No. The ball claimed legally by Wanyama. Wanyama now moves to the halfway line, flicks it to Tadic down the left side. Good overlapping run by Martina. Martina checks onto his right foot, into Tadic again. Tadic crosses towards Mane. Mane trying to chest the ball down to Davis. It's half cleared. Wanyama collects. Wanyama now. And they're trying to work their way back into the game, Southampton. 18 minutes to go, but they trail by 3-1. Ball's on the edge of the Manchester United penalty area. Not for long. Cleared. And now it's with Martial on the far side. Back to Mata. Martial. Rooney with a great run forward. Martial. Oh, I thought he was pulled down there.
He was, definitely.
And it's a yellow card for Van Dijk. But what I was thinking about, if Martial can set up Rooney, it would be a record goal for Rooney.
Absolutely.
In terms of equaling Dennis Law's league goals for Manchester United.
Really good break, fluent break between Martial and Mata. Rooney is very much out on his own on this left-hand side, and if he can release him, and he's one-on-one with the keeper, like you say. But no, cynical foul, but one that had to be made from a Southampton perspective.
Yeah, well, Martial hobbles. I think he'll be all right.
Might be a bit of cramp put in there as well, Al.
Yeah, could be. Mata seems made for this free kick. It's an inside right position. And Memphis Depay is there as well. But it's Mata's left foot. Hits it straight into the wall. Rebounds to Mata. Mata back to Rooney, who was rushing forward, thinking, just give me the pass, give me the pass, Martial. But Martial couldn't play the ball to him. Now it's with Valencia on the far side of the field. United in complete control now. Mata. Back to Schneiderlin. And now here's Smalling. McNair's available. And it goes to McNair. There's a story developing in the Rugby World Cup at Wembley. Chris Jones.
Remarkable stuff here. Argentina all over the All Blacks. Juan Imhoff slicing through. Conrad Smith giving a penalty away. Smith to the sin bin. Sanchez kicking the penalty. Argentina 13, New Zealand 9. The All Blacks temporarily down to 13 men. A minute left of the first half. Commentary continues on 5 Live Sports Extra.
Quite a story there. Here's Davis for Southampton, who trail Manchester United by 3-1 here at St Mary's Stadium. 16 minutes left for play. The lines are now open for 606 0500 909 693. Manny comes forward. Manny falls over, but I don't think he was fouled.
No,
he wasn't, and it's no penalty.
Just look at the reaction of the player and the players around him. No, he's got a right. I can see why he's gone down, because he's just caught off balance, but never was it a penalty.
Clattenburg right again. Here's Font heading the ball to Davis, and Davis hits it awkwardly back to his goalkeeper. Stekelenburg takes it on his chest and clears it to safety. One bounce inside the centre circle. Smalling heads it down. Here's Schweinsteiger. Another change imminent for Southampton. Shane Long will be coming on.
Did you see what happened there?
No.
With Pella. Pella gave the ball up because he knew he was coming back from an offside position. The crowd started giving him a load of stick. And so he gestures to the crowd. I'm offside. I'm not trying to tell them. This is like you say, the confusion about you're off, you're not off sort of thing.
So Shane Long replaces Ward Prowse.
I think he should have done this a while ago. I don't know about you. I mean, question marks about Yoshida as a right back, and I think he should have been more positive a lot earlier on in this game, because you could see that after Man United scored that equaliser, they were very much in control. No pressure on the ball whatsoever, Southampton, and they played the game literally as if they were ahead rather than Man United were ahead.
Well, Pelle's been adjudged to caught Schweinsteiger in the face here. It was signalled by the assistant on this near side.
He didn't see
Pelle
him.
feels he was innocent.
He didn't see him. That's why he's not.
It's a free kick.
Yeah. Oh, he clearly has the ball's bounced over Pelle's head. He's turned and he's just caught him with his hand, but absolutely nothing malicious in that whatsoever.
No. Not like a Diego Costa challenge, arguably. Anyway. Do you know there's a remarkable statistic I read this morning in the Observer, I think it was. He did not commit one foul yesterday, Diego Costa.
No.
Not one foul in the game. Yet every report I read held him up to be evil at best. It's half-time at Wembley in the Rugby Union World Cup. Chris Jones.
Well, Argentina giving the world champions an almighty scare here. They lead by 13 points to 12 at half-time. Dan Carter kicked the All Blacks into a 9-0 lead. They looked comfortable, but Argentina came storming back. Guido Petty with the game's only try as Argentina dominated the second 20 minutes. McCaw and Conrad Smith both being yellow carded during that period. New Zealand, though, did manage to kick a goal right at the end of the half to go into the break just 1 point behind. They will start the second half down to 14 men. Argentina 13, New Zealand 12. Commentaries on 5 Live Sports Extra.
Right, now interesting thing just happened here at St Mary's Stadium. Again, Southampton cheaply gave away possession in defence. Marshall collected it. Marshall ran in field. I thought, hey, this could lead to his hat-trick. Then he was brought down by Font. It's a free kick on the edge of the D. Marshall will get to his feet, patted in the back by his skipper Wayne Rooney, and here's Memphis Depay's chance. Now, is the free kick actually too close in? Would you not rather have it?
No. I think that's about right, Al. I do honestly. I think that's about right.
Well, if he gets it over the wall and gets it down quickly enough, Stekelenburg won't have much chance. 12 minutes left to play. Matt is there as well. But surely it's Memphis Depay.
They're in front of him.
Here he comes. Right-footed, swirls it over the crossbar. Over the crossbar.
Another good bit of play from Marshall, though. Nice and confident. Yet again, I mean, he's almost followed the game from a Man United performance. As the game's worn on, he's got better and better. He's relaxed since his goal. He's been nice and confident. He's kept the ball for them. He gave it away far too cheaply at the start of this game, but he's kept it for him. He's been good in possession, he's looked lively, he's got out play, he's been nice and positive. So a really good performance from him today.
It's 3-1 here at St Mary's Stadium to Manchester United against Southampton. It's 1-1 at Anfield, Liverpool and Norwich. And earlier Crystal Palace lost to Tottenham Hotspur by 0-0 at White Hart Lane. Valencia for United to Matt, a good ball to Wayne Rooney. Rooney in space, onto Memphis Depay. Caught offside. Let's get an update from Ian Bryant at Anfield.
Oh, Liverpool should be back in front. Coutinho was straight through after a great advantage played by the referee. He was in on goalkeeper Ruddy, but he took it too close to the goalkeeper. Ruddy was able to make the save. Coutinho also had the option of passing to Danny Ings, who was square of him and unmarked. So a bit of a waste from Liverpool. It remains Liverpool 1, Norwich 1. We've got 13 minutes remaining. Coutinho again drives goalwards. That's saved once more by Ruddy.
We've got 11 minutes left for play here, plus added time at the St Mary's Stadium, and Manchester United are in control of the 3 points. They will be going second tonight, just 2 points behind Manchester City.
It's like they've never got over the equaliser, Al, isn't it?
Yes. Yep.
Just not gone on. They've not got after Man United since that. They've accepted. They've been almost subservient in this game to Man United's possession. Never really put them under any pressure. Never got after them. You know, first half an hour was as good as it got for Southampton. Should have been ahead, but then sometimes you don't get what you deserve in games. But then you've got to go again and lift yourself, and they clearly haven't been able to do that.
Well, it maybe got into their heads. They could have been 2-0 up.
Well,
Feller hit the post as well as scoring, and then it was 1-0. Then it's 1-1, and suddenly you're vulnerable. Manchester United fans,
but they've allowed them to
singing to their
dictate,
heart's content. Oh yes, and
they've
look,
just allowed them to dictate this
so much
game.
room now for United. Here's Wayne Rooney onto Memphis Depay down the left side, this near side of the field in the second half, in the sunshine at the moment, down to walking pace, back to Blint, who's now operating at left back. McNair's alongside Smalling in the centre of the United defence. Schneiderlin, the former Saint, back to McNair, and McNair plays it carefully back to De Gea. We've got 9 minutes left for play. Southampton 1, Manchester United 3. 0500 909 693 is the number for 606, which starts at 6:30 tonight. On the far side of the field, Valencia, almost level with the edge of the Southampton penalty area. Into Mata. Mata tackled fairly by Davis. Mata sort of rolling around, but he was tackled fairly. Now Southampton lose the ball cheaply again. Rooney to Memphis, near side, back to Rooney. And Rooney plays it to the halfway line. Mata's on his feet, clutching his back. He's all right. That was clever play by Schneiderlin. He knew the pass was under hit, so he sort of rolled into the player who was coming up behind him, making sure that possession wasn't granted easily. And it wasn't. Valencia on the far side. He's played very well since coming on at half-time.
He's made a difference,
in
definitely.
Replacing Darmian.
Yeah, Darmian, it was almost like didn't need to be there first half, particularly after they were looking to get forward, looking to utilise that space down the right-hand side. And Darmian just absolutely point-blank refused to go forward with the ball. And Valencia's been a different proposition.
Van Dijk has gone down with a bit of cramp, and he's being helped out by Martial at the moment. Play continues.
They'll wait till the ball comes forward now and then see what happens.
Here's Davis. Davis back to the halfway line. I think Martial's being applauded by the Southampton fans for aiding Van Dijk's recovery from cramp. Now the ball has been put out of play and Van Dijk can receive some proper treatment. Not that Martial wasn't doing his best.
No.
But he's enjoying the afternoon, isn't he, that kid? I wonder how you, Steve, it doesn't happen to too many, at that age, that sort of fee. But how do you cope with it? Well, I'll get your response in a moment. Ian Brown at Anfield.
Still Liverpool 1, Norwich 1. Liverpool pressing into the final 9 minutes. Philippe Coutinho determined to win this game for Liverpool after his bad miss of a few moments ago. He's curled a deflected shot just wide, and Danny Ings was just round the goalkeeper, but the angle wasn't good. He overran the ball and it's gone behind for a goal kick. It is still 1-1.
Thanks, Ian. Van Dijk still receiving treatment on the pitch, so that'll guarantee another 2 minutes of added time at the end of the game. I don't think it'll make any difference. There's no chance of Southampton getting anything out of this.
How do you cope with a...
how do you cope?
Do you know how you cope?
Youngster?
Okay. No, not as a youngster, not as anything. Just as a player. Go and work hard, and you'll get them on your side straight away. Doesn't matter what all the rest of it. Undoubted ability, we know that. Go and work hard. If you work hard, everybody will respond to that. That's all you've got to do. Who was the fellow who went to Liverpool? Do you remember? No, actually Man United. Forlan, wasn't it? Couldn't score a goal for love nor money. But ran around and they stayed with him all that time. So that's that fans that they want to know that you care, that you know that you're representing them, that you're playing for a wonderful football club like Manchester United. That's all they want. Just go out and show that.
Yeah, watching on television last night to the Manchester City game, and I looked at Sterling, who was working hard but clearly struggling for form.
Yeah.
And I got the sense that the City fans were less than happy with his contribution. So we'll see how that works out. Anyway, Van Dijk's okay. He's back on the pitch, and Southampton have a free kick. A little over 5 minutes plus added time remaining. They have to get something very quickly here, Southampton. Free kick is played in left-footed towards the far post. De Gea punches it clear, not with any great conviction.
No, was it?
By his colleagues, and it's knocked out of play.
We'll give him that one though, Al, won't we?
He deserves it.
Yeah, we'll give him that one.
I'm still marvelling at the save that he made earlier. Do you know who got the header in? I'm not sure who got the header in. I'm not sure. I think it was Font actually, but somebody needs to correct me. I just thought it's equal. It's a goal for Southampton.
Yeah, absolutely.
Brilliant from De Gea. Now, it's on to the near side for Mane. Mane down the right for Southampton, approaching the Manchester United penalty area. checks, pulls across in, and it's back to 3-2. And that is fault. Wasn't it? No, it was Peller again. He ran back quickly to the halfway line. It's like a defender trying to take up his position again. It was an excellent header.
Where's that come from, Al?
Across on the right, wide on the right, from Mane.
So he's advocating, you get in wide one side, Tadic the other, and all of a sudden you've got a real threat. And that's what Peller will thrive on, those sort of chances. Wonderful finish from Peller.
Well, I said they didn't have any chance of anything out of the game, but we've still got 4 minutes plus added time. Southampton 2, Manchester United 3. So the Saints fans who have left the St Mary Stadium may have to regret that.
Is this a strange game? It's almost a surreal game, isn't it, this?
It is odd. It is odd. You know, Manchester United equalised when they never looked remotely likely to, and Saints have scored a second time when they never looked remotely likely to. So, it's flicked forward. Memphis Depay rushes after it into the penalty area. He's being hustled there and hustled successfully, and the ball goes back to Stekelenburg. Roars from the Southampton fans. The throw goes out to Wanyama. Mane's down the right side, where Steve Clydes would have had him for most of the game. Now Peller, who scored 2 goals, does well, plays it forward to Shane Long. Shane Long to the right, and Mane. Peller waits in the penalty. It's chipped forward to Long. Intercepted by Manchester United, but only at the expense of a throw-in. Level with the edge of the penalty.
On that Man United team now. I don't know why we've had to wait this long for Southampton to put pressure on the ball high up the pitch.
Yoshida with a throw-in. Mane is the receiver. Mane under pressure, holds off Blint, then Blint gets a right foot to the ball, diverts it away, and it's cleared to Van Dijk in the Southampton half, inside the centre circle. Manchester United sitting back a little here. 2.5 minutes of the regular time to go. It's 1-1 at Anfield between Liverpool and Norwich. 3-2 Manchester United lead here on the south coast. Now, Mane went down far too easily. Referee rightly ignored it. It wasn't a free kick. Now a hook cross in from the right. Cleared by Mata. Mata thinks the foot was high in the challenge. Davis helps it on down the far side. It's with Martina, the left back, and Martina rolls over. Wasn't fouled. Should be cleared by Valencia, but cleared straight into Southampton possession. Didn't need to rush that, Valencia. Now, is that a free kick?
No.
No, the referee has decided that it is. Free kick to Southampton.
Oh, we've got a game now.
I don't know how. I don't know how. 0500 909 693, the number to call at Kelly and Ian on 606. Southampton 2, Manchester United 3. Free kick whipped in from the left towards the far post. The header down, heady United defender. And what's happening now? Hooked into the box, and that's another header from Peller. He claims it took a deflection. It should be a corner. It's not.
See, Davies coming onto that well. As Long's taking the ball, Davies has a clear shot on goal. It's just coming out to Davies. He advances towards the ball, and Long appears from nowhere and just takes it away from him. And a groan from the crowd there when they saw him do that here.
We're in the 90th minute of the game with, I would have said, at least 4 minutes of added time to come.
You stay for this one, wouldn't you? I know people are going now. If you're ever going to stay for a game, this is 4 minutes you stay for, isn't it?
Yes. Not everybody agrees, though. I don't get that. No, not in this situation. Not if you're a home fan.
No.
And you think Southampton just might get an equaliser from a terrible position. But here's Wayne Rooney. Rooney over the halfway line. On to McNair. McNair, a central defender into the opposition penalty. Still going. McNair tries to pull the ball back, and it's behind for a corner off the goalkeeper.
Well played, young man.
Great play by Paddy McNair.
Excellent play. I mean, just carried on his run. Actually, showed a fair amount of composure. He's a little bit unlucky there. He just cut his angle down slightly with the touch.
5 minutes of added time. Plenty of time. Corner to Manchester United. Memphis Depay to take it from the left. He's not going to rush about it, so he taps it to Mata. Back to the Dutchman.
Offside.
He's offside. Careless. So, Stekelenburg, the goalkeeper, out of his penalty area to take this free kick. They just need one decent chance here, Southampton. Right-footed, he smacks it high towards Pella. Headed down by United, but only to Davis, who flicks it to Martina, the left full-back. Now it's high in and headed on by Southampton. It runs to Mane. Mane sweeps the cross in, slightly overhits it, long jumps, heads it down. He claims it took a deflection, should be a corner, but it's a goal kick according to the referee.
But listen to the atmosphere. All of a sudden now, Southampton should have done this, half an hour ago, 40 minutes ago, got after him, got after the game, but said, I don't know whether Southampton should have got something out of this game, whether Man United have deserved to win it. It's been such a topsy-turvy sort of game. Southampton have made their own worst enemies at times. Man United have controlled the game at times. Southampton have been so dominant at others. Very, very strange game.
My own gut feeling is that United are just shading it, like the scoreline, and arguably deserve the 3 points, but they may not get the 3 points. Southampton on the attack again. Pella tries to flick the ball into the penalty. Ball breaks back. Wanyama on the shot. Great save by De Gea. Well, he's made 2 outstanding saves today.
It's brilliant. It's great play as well from Wanyama. Digs out with his left foot and wasn't as good as the other one, but it's still excellent save.
Corner to Southampton. Played in left-footed. Header goal. Oh. Goodness gracious. Mane standing right in front of the goalkeeper. Pressure still on Manchester United. Lots of Saints players in there, but the header is down. Bounces once and straight through to goalkeeper De Gea. Now what's happened to Wayne Rooney? He's clutching his head.
To go off now, Rooney. He's got up. No.
Well, I don't know quite what happened there. But the United players are very anxious about Wayne Rooney. Wayne Rooney, to his credit, got up very quickly, and the physio had come on, was sent away by Mark Clattenburg.
Yeah, I think Wayne Rooney realised that he'd have to go off if he stayed down, so he's jumped up, and too late for him, unfortunately.
Well, he's having to go off now. And now De Gea is being ticked off because he's taking far too long about resuming play. So Rooney had to go off, and immediately he sprints on again. He must have been off for half a second. Anyway, the ball's back with De Gea. And we've still got 2 minutes of added time remaining at the St Mary's Stadium. At Anfield, Liverpool 1, Norwich 1. There can't be long left there before the final whistle. Here's Pella, who's on a hat-trick, remember. Running forward, ran into the defender Valencia, went down as if he'd been fouled. He wasn't. It's a throw-in to Manchester United.
I think they'll be kicking themselves, Southampton. I really will. I really do. I mean, apart from Yoshida's horrendous back pass, I just don't think they've had enough of a go in this game. Really ask questions of Man United. He's shown the last 10 minutes, and they've got after him. They've put a bit of pressure on the ball. How suspect they can be, Man United, but they've allowed Man United to dictate this game for large periods.
We're into the 5th minute of the 5 added minutes at the end of the game. Southampton 2, Manchester United 3. As for the second Sunday in succession I've seen a game finish 3-2.
Can't be bad.
I buy these goals. Manchester United just got a hold out now for 40 seconds. But here's a Southampton free kick. Yoshida takes it, hits it high, upfield. Almost went anywhere there. Don't think United defended it especially well at first. Van Dijk heads the clearance back, but it's collected by Wayne Rooney. Rooney over the halfway line. Rooney with Depay to his right. Martial, Depay to his left. Martial to his right. Memphis Depay falls over. No free kick, but he has got a throw in.
Clever bit of play there as he's falling over. Just kicks the ball at Wanyama. Goes out for a throw in. I think wasted a little bit more time.
Yeah. Well, Schweinsteiger's not going to rush to take a throw in. He knows that Blint will come forward to take it. Blint takes it. We've had our 5 minutes of added time. And that is the final whistle from Mark Clattenburg, and Manchester United have gone second in the table. The final thoughts from Steve Clark.
Yeah, I mean, it's a difficult one to really sum up, because as you say, Southampton was so dominant for half an hour. Man United then controlled the game for large periods, got ahead really from a horrendous back pass from Yoshida. Southampton allowed them to dictate it after that. Then all of a sudden they get their goal, they put some pressure on Man United, and just wonder why they didn't do that earlier on in the game. But yeah, difficult one to sum up simply because it was such contrasting performances from both sides. Probably just about right, but I think Southampton will kick themselves for not getting something from this game.
Final score, Southampton 2, Manchester United 3.